Hi, this is your girl Deborah with Talk Your Talk. And tonight, usually I'm on time. I know everybody, we're streaming from Facebook on my podcast page, and we're also on my personal page, Deborah Vines-Epps. And you all can also follow me at Talk Your Talk on YouTube as well. But I just want you all to go ahead and like and follow and share. I want you all to share this podcast. This is the first podcast for the new year. And with this podcast, I reached out to this young lady because it is something that really is a challenge for a lot of people who has to make decisions whether they will keep their business or go back to a 9 to 5. And that decision and the choice is truly yours. However, we're going to process tonight of why people support businesses. It's mostly off of popularity when it should be more of the quality or the product and service that the person can provide for you. But the way we're going these days, popularity is where it is. So I have my guest, Lori Harvey, here. I'm just going to say Lori. I'm not even going. I'm just giving your entire name. I have Lori, and Lori is in. Are you from Rocky Mount, North Carolina?
Well, I'm from Battleboro. I mean, it's not too far.
Right. And that's my hometown too, you all. I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina as well. So, Laura, tell me a little bit about yourself, and we're going to get into why we think a lot of people follow the trend and support small businesses versus truly supporting people based off what they can do and their quality. People may think we're hating, and I say we're because that's what this topic is about. But we're going to dive into that tonight. So introduce yourself, Lori.
My name is Lori. I'm from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I'm a cosmetologist. Well, I went to school for cosmetology, but I specialize in locks, so I consider myself a loctician.
Okay.
I've been in the industry for 3 years now. Um, and I love what I do.
Okay. So what's the difference between a loctician and cosmetology? Because cosmetology is very broad, right?
Right. Cosmetology works basically with everything. We do relaxers, perms. Um it goes as far as waxing, eyebrow, anything in the beauty industry we basically do except anything that goes beyond the skin, like microblading.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
that's kind of different, but cosmetology is very broad.
Okay. All right. I just want to go back to and thank everybody. I have a lot of people that view on YouTube as well, but right here it mostly shows people that's viewing from Facebook. So I can't really see my viewers out there on YouTube, but I get a lot of viewers out there, and I really appreciate you all. And I didn't say Happy New Year to everyone. 2024, Happy New Year. So these small businesses, and I say small business because the competition in whatever you do, you're competing against other people who may have been in this business longer, but on a larger scale. So we're going to focus more on small businesses. All right. So um, let me ask you this, Lori. Before you started doing hair, was there anything else that you was doing before? Were you working a 9 to 5?
I was working for the state actually. I worked at the DMV for a while. Um, well, I was already going to um hair school because I said I wanted to start my own shop. I wanted my own business.
Mm-hmm.
While working my 9 to 5. But then COVID came along, and that's around the time that I finished school. So once I finished school, and I had already built my clientele because I started working in the house. So I
Okay.
was like a kitchen titian. Um, so while I was working my 9 to 5, I was a kitchen titian. And around COVID is when I actually like finished school. So with me finishing school, then it gave me the right to be able to work in the shop. So I went into the shop. And once I went into the shop is where I gained a lot of my clientele. Um, Granted, I already had clientele, but once I got in the shop and networked with the other people
Yeah.
that were working in there, I gained more clientele. So that led me to be able to quit my job.
Okay, all right. I like how you say kitchen titian. I like that. like like that's vibing, that's trending. I really like that. You say COVID. You know, during COVID, Laura, a lot of people became entrepreneurs, right?
Right.
I think
Right.
really that's when businesses just started out of, I mean, people was making up anything and having a business, right? But the one thing COVID also did, I think that's where the popularity really hit. Because if you're trending, you're popular.
Right.
If you have a lot of followers, no matter what you do, you're booming. I mean, you have people that are making thousands of dollars from just eating food sloppy on social media. And you have thousands of followers following them. But you can have somebody like me who um who may want to talk about things that's very important, right? Like with the funeral home, getting your wills and everything done and life insurance, that's boring to people, right? So I think the popularity over quality, to me, it seems like popularity win most of the times. Wouldn't you agree?
It's gonna win every time. I mean, that's just how society is now. Um, a lot of life revolves around social media. So if you're very known on social media, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna boom.
That's true. And let me give you a prime example. The Stanley Cup. I posted this yesterday. So one of my neighbors and my friend Nikki, she makes a lot of different things, but we had this we do it every year in our neighborhood where all the women get together. It's like, women empowerment, and for the holidays everybody give a gift based off of things that they like, and she make tumblers, she makes shirts, some of everything, right? And so I love my customized cup tumbler, right? And it stays cool and very reasonable. But this Stanley Cup, I looked at it yesterday. This girl on my Facebook friend, she posted it on her page. I couldn't believe the line of people in Target for a Stanley Cup. Do you know how much that cup was, Lori? $165
For a cup.
for but and somebody made the comment, Lori, and said, "You don't even know who Stanley is, or if the person named is Stanley, but you're making
Who
that
is
right." But you're making that person rich, and it was based off of a lady posted on TikTok. Her car caught on fire. The only thing that lasted in her car was the Stanley Cup. So when she posted that, everybody went and bought a Stanley Cup. The person who started the Stanley Cup, Lori, he reached out to her because of her doing that. He bought her a new car. Well, I mean, you just made all this money from her just advertising that the only thing that lasted in her car. I bring that up because anything that you get, if you get that one thing that goes viral or that one thing that people like, it's going to take your business, your product, your service to a whole nother level. And unfortunately, we are in that industry now. Now, Lori, hair is booming. Hair, makeup, fitness, real estate. Those are like four things that you can put on social media and it booms. I'm going to say that again. Hair, makeup, fashion, real estate, and fitness. If you post those things or if you do that and you stay consistent with it, you would get a lot of followers. So in in your world, do you see having a lot of competition? Let's talk about Rocky Mountain celebrities or just celebrities in these small towns, right? A, a seasoned cosmetologist or loctician or a specialist, whatever, that's been doing hair for a while. But somebody like me, let me just use me as a tester. I come and I open up a shop. I started just, probably the past year or so. But Lori, you've been doing hair for over 10, 15 years and you're the bomb. But everybody like me. right? I'm popular, I'm on social media, I do crazy stuff, just act crazy, right? I'm feeding into what everybody likes to see. Oh, I didn't know Deborah did hair. Okay. Now my clientele is booming because a lot of times when I'm posting, it's not even really about me doing hair. It's about me just doing anything and people gravitating to it. Now I have more clientele than you, Lori. But you got quality, you have substance, you are good. But me, they like me because you know how I look, how I dress, how I act, all that crazy stuff. They're going to follow me, and now I have more followers, followers and clientele. But somebody like you who's more seasoned, they're going to come to me, Lori. That's the challenge where small businesses are losing their clientele. They are losing their people and resulting or having to go back to working because that's what it is now. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree. I totally agree. Like, um, me myself, when I made the status, I think that the status would boom like it did. Like once I actually
Mm-hmm.
looked at it at the end of the day, I was like, it has this many shares, this many likes, this many comments. And I'm just like, I didn't think that it would. I was just speaking all personal, how I felt personally. I really didn't think that it would be like something that it didn't really go viral, but it did. It went past what I thought it would go past. So when it actually happened, it's like, okay, I'm not really talking about myself. I'm talking about people around here where I actually see them trying. I see them posting their work. I see them doing their content. And at the end of the day, they have good quality work. But then,
Right.
like you said, you have people who they already had these followers. They post the content and they're basically, like you said, popular. So they really don't have to do as much work. So like you said, in the end of the day, if they post something that they really don't have the talent in, they're still going to get that clientele because everybody is already following them.
That's true.
Just
I,
life now.
I, it is. It is. Now look back to gain a lot of followers does take a lot of work, though. It
It
does.
does. You have to
It, it,
work.
it does. So it's the consistency. So I would have to say a person that is social media popular more than likely will receive more clientele than a person who's not really social media popular, but they're gaining their clientele off of word of mouth. Because word of mouth is one of the biggest marketing tools it is.
Um, I agree with that as well because now I can honestly say now I don't really post my work like that anymore. My clients are my walking advertisement. My
Yeah,
clients do the work for me. Even though I have business cards, I don't pass them out. My clients, when they come, they ask for them because so many people ask them all the time, who did your hair? Who did your hair? And rather than saying my name or she's on Facebook, they have the business cards to give out. So I really had my business cards made for my clients because they're the one who do the work for me now. I don't really post my work anymore. And if I
so
do, and if
I'm
I
sorry,
do
go ahead.
if I do post my work now, it's just to gain new clients,
Okay.
or potential clients that aren't in Rocky Mount.
I'm glad you said that because I'm just going to share a little bit about something that I did. Um, and I'm just say this. People say, "Hey, I'm down for my hometown. Um, it's all about making my hometown great." Let me just say this. I don't mind supporting. I don't mind anybody that knows me. I am a person that's about that is all for empowerment. But what I realize is that just because you're from a certain place doesn't mean those people will support you.
At
Most
all.
most of my supporters or clients or people that want to know more information about the businesses or whatever, it's people that I don't know. It's strangers. And so that makes me think. You would think that people who know you be the ones that support you the most, but sometimes they're not. And case in point is when with the entertainment, her entertainment, Heal, Empower, and Restore. For people that know, I'm a part of Tiny Giant Professional Cleaning, Presidential Funeral Services, and her entertainment, Heal, Empower, and Restore. So sometimes, we do shows. We could have taken Jeezy, Plies, Silk Tank Case, all of them anywhere else, but I decided to bring them to Rocky Mount. Out of all the entertainment, on all the shows, and those are big artists, Rocky Mount, and a beautiful event center. If I would have taken that show to Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, DC, it probably would have sold out within
Oh,
hands down, right?
right.
But in Rocky Mount, it didn't. And I can't say it wasn't an advertisement, Lori, because the Rocky Mount Event Center spent thousands of dollars to support it. We spent a lot of money to get the marketing out there. But again, it's Deborah. She bring the people try to count your pockets and shouldn't. Stop worrying about everybody else, right? And what they're doing. And so you find that a lot of people, Lori, will hide behind their somebody else's name just to get the business. Some people like to put their name or face on anything because people will look at them and say, oh, if I do this, I'll put money in her pocket. I'll put money in his pocket. I'm not supporting, but we'll go somewhere else and support and do the exact same thing. 2 weeks after that show, Mary J. Blige came. I think it was Greensboro. Sold out.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And I want to speak on that whole having your name behind, like in the back. That's that's really how I started my business
Okay.
because I used Lori as a cover up. I didn't want
Oh,
people to know my name. I didn't want the people
wow.
to know my name. So therefore, I'm just like I came in the industry with the mindset that I really don't want to be known around here. I don't want to be popular around here. I just want people to know me for what I do. So
Yeah.
therefore, people see me out. It's like, oh, that's Lee does locks. That's all you need to know. I don't. You don't need to know anything about my personal life. So I just took Lori and ran with it, and that's when my clientele skyrocketed. That's when I gained the most clients. That's when became the
Wow.
business. Like when I use that name, it's just when I got the most clients. So I had to stick with the name. So now it's just like second nature that everybody really think that's my name.
And you know what? And look at me. Lori. Right, Lori. I mean, hey, that's what you're going by, and people have learned that. But you are right. Let's look at a lot of people who start different businesses or have shows. They really don't put their face up there. They don't put their name out there. They put it behind somebody else, and it booms because you don't know who it is. The moment you reveal who you are, oh, that's such and such having that. Oh, I'm not going. Or somebody that carries something from nothing they had, nothing preconceived or something somebody else told them. Oh, that person, oh, she thinks she better than, but don't never met the person, never encountered anything with them. But because somebody else said something, now that is attached to that person's name. That's the one thing I hate about our culture. I'm going to speak to that. If we were so greater in numbers and support each other, I'll go in the mall, Lori, and it would be black owned businesses right in the mall. What you what line is always like the longest? Chick-fil-A and the Chinese place, right? Every, they survive everything. What is it about us where we are most definitely the crab in the bucket? We use that model all the time, and it's true. I've seen it. Crab in the bucket. But back in the day, we had to work together to get out of the bondage. We had to work together to be mentally strong. But now we don't. Everybody worried about the next thing. Everybody worried about what is going on, how much money the person is making. They're worried about if they are better than the next person. That's the problem in our industry right now. And really in the hair industry, there is so much money to be made. There's a lot of people that's doing hair in Rocky Mount. How many locticians in Rocky Mount you think?
It's more than 20.
More than 20. I
More
know
than 20.
one, and I call her name because she does great hair. She's like family. They call her Naisha Shavers, right?
Yeah.
Yep. She's been there, she's been doing hair for a long time, right? She's built her clientele. With her
But
building her clientele,
she seemed like she more the humble ones though. She seemed like she'll, like if you ask her for help, she'll help you.
that's
But
her.
you
That's her nature.
but like you said, it's some out here that's they're not as humble. It's hatred. And for what? We all out here doing the same thing. It's enough money for everybody to eat. Like why?
Yeah.
I mean, get it.
But
If
how
we
does that
just put our heads together,
say that
yeah.
again? Say that
If we
again?
would put us together, like I don't know. I don't know. I really don't understand why we're the only culture that don't want to help each other.
Yeah.
Everybody else is coming over here taking over. And at the end of the day, we have to spend money with them. Why? Because we not helping ourselves to be able to come up. We tearing each
Yeah,
other down.
we are. And it's not getting any better, Lori. It really isn't. A lot of people are struggling with their businesses now. A lot of people are going back to work. They're going back to work or working and running their business.
I refuse. I refuse. I tried it. I tried it last year. I tried to do the 9 to 5 and then go into shopping work. I can't do it. I
Do
can't
you
do it.
see yourself making more? And it's going to be a crazy question, but for some people to understand, do you see yourself making more money running your own business versus focusing on security working for somebody else?
I do. I do. And that's why I said I cannot. I work that 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, bringing home a $500 check. And I have a business degree, accounting degree, and finance degree, bringing $500 home a week. I couldn't. I have a degree. I have 3 degrees. There's no way I can bring home $500. I can make that in a day working by on my own. No, no.
So, and I'm glad you said that because we're going to talk about the power of making your own money. $500 a week for someone may seem like a lot of money, and I don't want anybody to feel um insulted by this at all. But you got to think people are actually making that in less than a day on social media. People are delivering, doing Uber and DoorDash and making that in one day. The point I'm making behind that is, again, these businesses are struggling because people are finding ways to make their own money in a popular fashion. And that's most definitely in the hair industry. In the hair industry, there should be no reason why you all are struggling. And I'm not going to be, I know y'all have your slow months, but a hairdresser can easily make $1,000 a day. Is that right?
That's
Easy.
correct.
Easy, right? Am I that's about how many heads a day, Lori?
For me, is well, it all depends on what they get. It can be anywhere between 7 to 8, maybe, yeah, 7 to 8 heads a day.
See, when I get my hair done every 6 to 8 weeks, I pay about anywhere between 100 to 130, $140. Easy. And I'm just one person that came into the shop, right?
Right, right.
So so does it matter that someone is popular who has thousands of followers who probably don't have their hair license? Because I'm gonna tell you what I have seen, I'll be honest with you. On social, I go on social media to promote the businesses, right? I also go sometimes just for a mental break, not even long, just to go post some positive things, just go through it and comment on the people things to give them some encouragement for the day. But what I've noticed in 2023, people were hating on other business owners. They went into their background to find out if they had license for doing certain things. If not, they reported them to the boards. Let me stay on hair right now. I don't know. Do you have to have a license to touch people hair, period, whether it's in the home or in the shop, Lori?
It's recommended because if you do anything, and if like say for instance, if you do someone and something happens, like they have hair loss or anything, their hair fall out, they can go sue you because you don't have a license, or they can report you to the board and you'll get a fine behind
Okay.
it. But it's really recommended that you have a hair license. But in my argument, you have some people that don't have a license that do hair better than somebody that does have a license, because I tell anybody any time of the day, a hair license does not say that you know how to do hair. A hair license says that you went to school and you learned about um the different structures of hair. Like you learn different textures of hair, you learn about the
Right.
scalp, you have to do biology. Hair school is not just about doing hair. You have to learn about anatomy,
Yeah.
because you dealing with the skin, you dealing with the scalp. So therefore, if you come into contact with someone who may have um some type of skin disease or scalp disease, or
Right.
like
Right.
you're doing a pedicure or anything, and they may need to go to the foot doctor instead of coming to get a regular pedicure, you would know to send them there because you've already studied that as to what you can and can't do. So a hair license does not say, "Oh, this person know how to do this," or "This person know how to do this style." No, it just says that you have studied and you have learned about the scalp and the body itself.
But okay. But also license, I'm gonna use the L, license and liability, right?
Hmm.
So when you have a license, when you have a business, now there's a liability attached to it, right? And it's supposed to protect you in a way as well, based on the entity that you have chosen for your business.
Right.
Versus if you go out here and just sell food, but you don't have the license to sell food or a certification, somebody gets sick or poisoned, now you're sued. Guess what? All your personal assets tied up in that lawsuit because you didn't have that protector. So I get why people have licenses, and I understand what you're saying, because in the field of mental health, everybody that's licensed in mental health, they're not good social workers or they're
Right.
not good counselors, right? They just studied it and they passed the test, of course. But again, that license holds them accountable. It
Right.
holds them accountable, and it also plays into ethics, right? That's the main thing about it. And furthermore, if you're trying to reach a certain clientele or a certain caliber, you want to have all those measures in place to take you where you want to go. Because for me, that celebrity, hometown person, or that popular person who has that business, it will only last as long as they continue to do the same thing that's making them popular, right? But the person who has that business license, the person like you who has the degrees, the person like you who has the knowledge, the skills, and ability, we call those KSAs, the person who has the who's very humble, your audience is different from the person who's on social media, maybe doing things that's not ethical. Now, I'm going to speak to someone, and this person right here, I'm not calling the name, but I'm very comfortable to speak about what she does because I have spoke with her behind the scenes. Um, and what it has taught me in this industry as well is that you have to capture your own audience. Okay, this is another person who's in North Carolina. She does hair. She has a lot of followers, but she loves to smoke marijuana. And she'll tell you, I like to smoke it. She'll show it. Her clientele loves when you smoke around. She smoke, they smoke. But for me, I would never, if I wanted to get my hair braided, I wouldn't go to her because I can't stand smoke. But it doesn't take away from what she does, right? At the same time, everything that she does has made her receive a lot of clientele, whether she's good or she's not good or whatever. I really don't know how good she is. I just know that the content, I mean the stuff that she show or whatever, and the things that she do, she has expanded in her business by doing multiple things. So for example, if you let me just say, let me think. I'll use hair. You all can expand on your hair so much by selling your products. You do hair, you sell your products, you can rent booths, you can make money off your social media content. It's so many ways to capitalize on what you do. And that's what she does. So all her audience, all the people that she captured, is not my audience.
Right.
It's her, and that's social media audience.
I wouldn't gain anything from her audience though, because we're in two different areas when it comes to that industry.
Got you.
The
Okay.
people that she would catch, or the audience that she would catch, that's not my type of, I guess, per se.
Right. And I'm assuming, because of course I haven't called any names, but I'm assuming you kind of know, because not too many people down there in that area that pretty much has a whole lot of followers like that and capitalize on her work. She
Right.
really capitalized by doing certain things, and a lot of people follow her. She's popular, and
Right.
she expands upon that. So, but the quality of everything, I can't speak to that because I don't know. But one thing social media does, Lori, is make things look more than what it is. Social
You
media will make
know,
social
because
media. Go ahead.
I'm I'm not a content person at all. She's a content person.
And great at it.
And when I take pictures, my pictures look nothing like my work. But when she do her content, it'll make you feel like, okay, she really know what she doing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
one thing I can learn from her is how to actually present content. Because
Yep.
I don't, but she'll tell you, turn your camera on. Always keep your
Yeah.
camera on. I don't turn my I be so busy working. I have
Yeah.
client after I work on the hour, every hour on the hour. So I really don't think to, okay, there's a new person in my chair. Let me turn the camera on. I don't have the time to think about that. Whereas
Yeah.
I should be doing it, but I
Yeah.
don't really have the time to think, okay, I got a new client. Let me restart the camera. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't have time to think about it.
Yeah. And
But
again, I feel
I
comfortable. I don't
I
mind
do
cutting you off.
feel
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do feel like if I did start doing content, then I would boom. I would become that quote unquote popular person because my content would be on point and my work is on point, and
That you said it.
I'm about my business.
You said it right there. So how can I say this? Social media popular does not mean that you are popular in your element, if that makes sense. Okay. You can be behind the scenes, right? And you do great work. Everybody knows Lori because I actually seen you. How do you do that? I think
Uh,
one of your pictures, the person didn't have any hair. You glued something on their head, you shaved it, you edged it up good, and you brought this person back to life, right? But you don't have all these thousands of followers because you don't focus on your content. You make good money. You do. You have great clients, but it's because of you and your clients, you and your rapport. It's your word of mouth. So I think it boiled down to with businesses, we got to figure out what we want to do and how we want to expand it, right? How big do you want to get? Do you want to just stay working with people in your hometown? Do you want to, be seen where you got a celebrity? Now you got a celebrity reaching out to you and say, hey, look, I see this. And now that I see this, I want you to come. Now you don't went from being this Rocky Mount person to now you traveling with celebrities now. That's what social media content, that's what popularity does for you. That's the
But see,
difference, Lord.
that's one of my goals for this year. I really want to touch at least one NBA or NFL player. If I just get one, it's gonna be over for me. I'm gonna skyrocket if I touch at least one famous person.
See what I'm saying? Let me tell you, oh my God, I try to think of her name. I can call names like I called Naisha Chavis. I did call her this name, but I will say her name, May Rose. That's who I was referring to. And then I also call it's the girl in Elizabeth City. She does. Oh my gosh, she does. Okay, y'all, I'm not good with hair if it's not dreads. Okay, um, but she does these lace front. I think that lace front wigs. What is her name? Do you know now she is doing wigs for celebrities now? She just got a role to be in a TV show because and look, she does not have a lot of followers. She's in Elizabeth City. I cannot think of her name. Oh my gosh, because I like to rep people and what they do. But Dion, help me. She's in Elizabeth City and she is making these wigs and she's selling these wigs and she's making a lot of money. And she does not have a lot of followers. She just posted her wigs. They look good, Lori. And then when she posts them, she show how she make them. She's making a killing.
And
May
again,
Rose,
that goes back to content. So that's something that I have to work on this year. I have to work on my content, and I know that. But
okay,
I'm so content where I am that it kind of got me sidetracked.
okay. I appreciate, you know what? I like that accountability with yourself because what I'm hearing is that you want to expand, but you know what you need to do to get there, right?
Right.
You're okay where you are, but you do want to reach bigger, is what you're saying. You want to reach out further, right? Okay. Dion is a content creator, right? So if anybody up here ever wants somebody as someone to help you. She has a book out as well. Dion, post the link for your book. You all learn the basics. Dion Blakeney Core she's an engineer pretty much in this world. She's really good. She does a lot of my content stuff with all the businesses. She is really good. I wish I could just have her to me all by myself, but yeah, she's worth a whole lot of money. But when I make all that money, I'm going to have her to myself and pull her from her job and everything. So Dion, she said content is only important if you want to grow your clientele and online audience. That's the only reason why content is important. So let's think, Lori, do you need content for hair?
You don't need it for hair. You just need it for the clients.
Okay. Okay. Do you need content for you to grow bigger than Rocky Mount?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Are you willing to pay somebody to help you get there, or you would take the time to fit it in your schedule? You already said you go from client to client.
I think it's. I mean, even though I go from client to client, again, is where I'm content. I'm content where I'm at. So with me being content where I'm at, it's just like, oh, I don't have to worry about doing any content.
Okay.
But with me having the mindset where I am now, knowing that I want to expand, I can take the time to turn the camera on because I have a ring light. I have a phone stand. It's not like my phone isn't on the phone stand where I can just tap it for it to record. It's just that I was so content where I'm at that it's just like I don't have to do that. My clients are my walking advertisement. I don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah. But let me say this about Naisha. Naisha does really good, and her followers has really increased. Naisha does really good with turning her camera on, and she go in and edit it and play with it, and it makes it look really good. And so now she has this edge control that she's making. She's doing very well with it
Yeah,
because she's showing.
right.
Yep, she's showing the edge control. It's just those little small videos and pictures. So again, it's what you want and what you want to do with it. Dion said there are many successful businesses that are not online. I agree with that. I do. Like for me with Tiny Giant Professional Cleaning, I just really got online a few years ago. The business has been open for over 10 years and it has done very well. But it was only because you got to think a cleaning company is my audience, your audience? Like,
Not at all.
no. So, right. So I had to be in business groups. I have to be in different groups, Airbnb groups for the cleaning company. I can't really post on social media, which although I do, I speaking of that people, yeah. So I can't really post on social media all the time, even though we still have a page. What we have to do, send emails, go out to these locations and get in front of these people faces, right? With the entertainment, her entertainment, that's all social media. People like to see who coming. They want to come see the artist. When we did a Lele show in Raleigh, 2 sold out shows, Saturday and Sunday, right? People dancing. The Dion did all the content. Dion did all the work, the videos and everything. All of that brought the audience to buy tickets. Also, it was Lele. The kids love Lele. But with the funeral home, it's different. I have to maneuver different with caption the audience, right? So you focusing on hair. Hair is where it is. Hair and fitness. Hair, fitness, and beauty is where it is. You all can make so much money. So when I say with May Rose, and May Rose, she keep it real. Sometimes she'll say, okay, so I think one day she had posted, whenever times are kind of slow, like I guess you all have y'all slow periods, right?
Right.
So so during her slow periods, she'll say, hey, she'll throw a class in there, or she'll do a hair class, she'll do a class for women, and then she make the money off her content. So she's finding ways to expand. Her popularity did that. Her popularity. So what do you do when your slow months kick in? What is your backup plan?
So I actually I do have a few other things within the industry that I do. I've invested in myself. So therefore, when I'm not doing locks, I do have certification in doing waxes. Um
Okay.
I cut hair as well. This year I'm going to invest in myself and learn how to do eyebrows because we don't really have too many um of our people doing eyebrows. I think
Yeah.
In Rocky Mount we only have one person where her business is actually just doing waxes, eyebrow wax.
How does she do in Rocky Mount? See
I
what I'm
mean, I
saying? Don't see what. But that's my point. Let me.
I support her.
I know. No. No.
I
No. 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 No.
support
No.
her.
I just
I
want to
get where
say
you
this.
coming from. No, I get where
Oh,
you coming
oh,
from.
oh, I'm about to
But
talk. I'm
the
about to talk. I don't even know who the person is, but let me just tell you how I feel about this. You have a
thing
person in your hometown. Now I'm not going to take away from Lori that, like, whoever does my Brazilian, everybody can't do my Brazilian because I tried too many different people and they don't know how to, wax you what direction of the hair. You're not going to bump me up, right? So I know who my Brazilian person is. I know who's doing my eyebrows, right? I know I go to Valen to get my for her to touch it up every year, right? Then I just get my other girl to clean it up for me. I know who's going to do my nails every three weeks. I know, so I have that person. But if you have somebody in your hometown, you said one person, why she doesn't have the business? Now I'm hoping if she's good, then why not? What you would do is you would drive somewhere else, or you would go into the nail place and say, I want to get my eyebrows waxed. And they'll have the eyebrow up here sometimes. Sometimes they'll make it too thin.
The
So
way
why?
too high.
Why? Why we can't just like you have in Rocky Mount, like these small towns, we should be making each other rich in our hometowns. But we'll be quick to travel somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like one of the women that was working in one of the salons here, she ended up moving to Wilson. Now, the black lady that does eyebrows in Rocky Mount, she could have got all of them people. Them people choose to drive to Wilson to another nail shop and let her do their eyebrows.
People go to who they trust.
Exactly.
But if this is me, if the person in Rocky Mount gives me the same look that I'm looking for with that person in Wilson, I'm going to go to the person in Rocky Mount. You know why? Because that's saving me time and gas, and time for me is very valuable. If this person can give me the same result, why not support? And I get it. People are afraid of change. People are uncomfortable with some things. I get it. But why not support people within your area that you know are quality? Why not? Because a lot of times you won't support them because you don't want them to eat. You don't want them to make money. You don't want to see them doing well. You don't, why? That's the part where you say it's enough money for all of us to eat around here. It
Right.
is.
It is. It is. The beauty industry is so broad. Like if you don't make money off of one thing, you should find something else within the industry where you can make some more money. That's
Yeah.
why I'm always investing in myself. I'm always finding a class, even though I know I don't even want to do wigs. But I have taken a wig class because if it ever came down to it, where it was like, okay, I need something done at the last minute, who can do a wig? I've taken a class where I basically know how to put a wig on, but that's not what I specialize in. So it's not anything where anybody would know. Oh yeah, Lori does wigs
Yeah.
because again, I'm just known for locks. But do I know how to put on a wig? Yeah, I do. Do I
So
know
that's
how to?
another tool. It's a tool
Huh?
that you have in your toolkit. That's another tool that you have in your toolkit if need be, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna take it even further. Let's talk about we back in Rocky Mount. I'm gonna name some rock who I don't really know Rocky Mount celebrities, but I'm gonna just say places that I hear of. Okay, Mo and D's, right?
He's a
I always
celebrity.
celebrity. Is it because I really don't know a lot about Mo, but I do know he has the restaurant. I know Mo has a lot of parties. But is he a celebrity because of him playing ball before, or is he a celebrity in Rocky Mount because of how much he does with the community? What makes him a celebrity in Rocky Mount?
Well, in my opinion, I feel like Mo was known because he was from Rocky Mount, but then he played like pro ball. Well, I don't know if it was really like pro ball. I know he went overseas and played ball, I think.
Yeah,
But then he came back to help the community. So it's
right.
really a mixture of both.
Okay.
So then
All
when
right.
he so then when he opened up the restaurant, it was like I'm going to go support him because again,
Okay.
he was a celebrity. So then when he opened the restaurant, then he started having parties. He branched off into something else and started having parties.
Yeah.
So he's known, well, he's pretty well rounded when being known in Rocky Mount because he went from playing ball, then he came back and supported the community, and then he opened a restaurant, and then he started throwing parties.
Right.
So
And so
say for instance, he came back from playing ball, nobody really knew him, and he started throwing parties. Would his parties jump as much?
that's the point. There you go.
No.
So right, because they probably really don't know him. He's gonna have to that person with that Mo who wasn't known before coming back as someone that's considered a celebrity because of him playing. I wouldn't even say celebrity, but I would say celebrity only because He played, professional ball. And when people look up to you, they look at you as a celebrity, right? So we're using it for that purposes. But if he didn't have all of those things, he would have to work extra harder. So
Right.
it's the people that has to work extra hard to build their brand. And guess what? If I have to be that person who works extra hard to build my brand, then so what? Let it be. Right?
Yeah. It- because
Let
I
it
tell
be.
any, I had to work. I didn't just, oh, COVID here, I'm about to start my own business. I got to find a client. No. I worked a 9 to 5, gained my clients because when I first learned how to do locks, I was in college. It was a side hustle so that I wouldn't have to get a job. It
Okay.
was nothing that I wanted to do. You could ever, in 2011, you could not tell me I would be made, that would be my main source of income. I was just doing it just to have a side hustle, just to have some money in college. But then when I came back home, I had to work. I had to
Yeah.
work to gain clients. I had to stand in the kitchen and shampoo heads over the kitchen sink. And I have some clients now that were my first clients. The ones that came to
Mm.
the house. That's how long I've had some of my clients. And again, that has nothing to do with popularity when it comes to me. That has to do with quality. Because they've seen where when I first started to where I am now. And they tell me all the time, you might not be where you want to be, but you have come a long way. Because
And
I
you
know
where
what,
you need to be.
right, right. I'm here for a
You
reason.
you where you need to be, because somebody made the comment when I posted some on Facebook, and somebody said, why does it matter if they're popular or what content? Only the consumer should be the main focus. Why should it matter? Somebody also said, um, it seems like, it's people hating or worrying about what somebody else is doing. And guess what? Let's just keep it real. I won't use the word hate, but you can look at other people in the same industry as you, and you can do a few things from it. You can grab ideas from it because they're your competitor, right? They're your market competitor. Doesn't mean that you have to compete with them, but they may do some things that you like to do. Let me add that to my toolkit, right? Or you can be that person that always just very negative, just always don't see nothing good in what nobody do, right? You can be that person. Or you can be that person that say, you know what? I like what this person does. Let me call Lori and say, hey Lori, that that um that product that you use on her hair, I'm using this product. And I could tell a big difference on the product that you're using. I like that. I really appreciate that. Can you kind of tell me where that product is? This is where it gets kind of murky. I'll let you know. Or they don't share the information. That's where the division comes in at. People don't want to help other people because some people say, oh, I worked too hard to get where I was. Nobody didn't help me get to my point. And that's
I've
where I'm
been there.
different at.
I've been there. I asked for help before, and it was the comment that was made to me was, I ain't getting no help where I'm at. You got to get it how you get it.
Mm.
But see, I'm a humble one. I don't mind help. If anybody need help and I know that I can help them, I'm gonna help them. And guess what? I'm not gonna charge them. See, in this industry, they want to charge you to teach you everything. But my thing is, y'all want to see everybody do good, but you don't want to see nobody doing better than you.
Ooh,
That's that's where let's talk about it. Let's talk about
ooh.
it. These people want to see you make it. They just don't want to see you doing better than them. So they not gonna teach you what they know. They gonna find a reason not to teach you. How do I know? Cause I've been there. I've asked for help. And it's like either or I teach you, let me know when you're ready. I let you know and you don't, and you still don't reply back, or you have an
Yeah,
excuse as you too busy to do it, or is oh I got it. I had to learn it on my own. You got to get it how you get it.
you are
And I'm
so
like,
right, Lori. And you know what, Laura? A lot of people like to watch a person fail. Think about it. A person will love to engage in conversation with you if you have problems. The moment you don't have problems and you're doing good, they don't want to
They
talk to you.
stop. They
They don't want
stop.
to talk to you. As long as you're not doing good, or as long as you're failing, or you're not above them, they got so much advice for you. But the moment you are to a point where you're thriving, it changes. Let me say this. This Cat Williams thing that's going on, right? I have not seen it yet. Okay, I have not been excited to go pull it up and look at it. I'll look at it when I have time, right? But from all the comments I have seen today, somebody said he has reached millions of views, and they say it's turning like that. They're saying that Cat Williams is saying things about people, right? Some people I've seen comments saying, well, for sure, Cat Williams has found a way to hello, Carlos, um, have found ways to talk about other people to big himself up. I don't know because I haven't seen it. I'm just going off the comments. But that's life now. If my podcast, Lori, talk was full of drama, if my podcast was full of ratchetness, if my podcast was live off of downing people, um, making people feel beneath or talking about people all the time, guess what? I would have a lot of followers,
Views. Yep.
a lot of viewers. Laura, I already know it. I already know it. And guess what? Some people will stoop to that level and do it. It's been many times in my businesses that I would look at what other people do, Laura, and say, you know what? Why is it that the people that do everything the right way, the ones that their progress or their vision or whatever, it takes a little bit longer. They got to work a lot harder, but the ones who cut the corners and do things that's not so right, they get the most everything. They
I've
get the
I've
most.
I've asked myself that numerous of times within the past 3 years. Like you do it the right way. You I don't cut any corners. I do it the right way, but yet it was slow.
Yeah,
It was my
yeah,
the advance was slow.
yeah, yeah. And you know, I always, Laura, I look at it and I say, Lord, what's for me is for me.
That's it.
What's mine
That's
is mine,
I said that
right?
today. I said that
What
today.
because
What's for
the ones that's cut, say it again, Laura,
what's for me is gonna be for me.
it is. Because Laura, one thing for sure is, and two things for certain, is that the ones that's cutting the corners and the ones that's not doing things the right way, oh, karma has no name and no limit. Do you hear me? I know who sits high and looks low at what I'm doing. I am accountable for that, right? I know everybody who has watching who have had some type of temptation to do things to take their business or whatever they do to another level. But they had to step back and say, you know what? No, let me just keep doing what I'm doing. Let me stay consistent with what I'm doing. It's going to get there. Like my podcast. I know that for me, I can contact a celebrity, but I have to pay some money. Do I want to pay? Because once I get that one thing and my podcast goes viral, it's going to be people streaming in. But I know I have to be honest with myself. The honesty is I'm not boosting it enough. But I also had to say, you know what? God want me to reach the people he want me to reach. It's not time for me to reach all these other people yet. It's not time. Carlos said popularity definitely played a big part in businesses. Why it would never be never answered. Long as you take the right way and stay fast, stated the race will be won. That Carlos, that's it in a nutshell. That is it. That is so true. And it's stay in the race. It is. Popularity over quality.
That's Carlos Powell.
Yep.
And see, with him, I don't care what I post. He's gonna share it. I can
Wow.
all I, all I do is shampoo his hair before he go get a haircut. He made me out to be the best shampooer there is. Can't nobody else
Wow.
shampoo my hair like her. And all I do is shampoo his hair.
But to you, you think you just shampooing his hair. I've had different people shampoo my hair, but it's different when the person have that certain touch in that
Yeah.
scalp now. Huh? It's different now when somebody take their time and just keep rubbing that spot where you feel like a baby sucking on a nipple, girl. Like, come on now, breastfeeding. You know when the baby breastfeed, their eyes go in the back of their heads and everything. So it's different. To you, it seems that way because it's your craft and you love what you do,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
But it's your clientele that you are taking the time with. So guess what? You might not have the thousands of viewers, followers, but you have the thousands of quality. You have all of your craft by itself. You are popular. You popular where you need to be popular at. Popular isn't
Right.
always good. It's sometimes good for social media. And the ones that's popular on social media, a lot of times social media gives this illusion that a person is doing good or happy. A lot of
And,
people that on social media and showing all this money and showing they doing this and doing that, they're the most miserable ones.
and
Did
when
you
they
hear me?
showing have
It might be all they have.
might be
But
all they have.
again, yeah, but again, in this time, Carlos said, yes, sir. And he put his hands up. I fell asleep every time. I'm a firm believer in supporting my friends until they show me otherwise. Popular definitely isn't always good. You get stereotype a lot, trust me. And that is true. And when you popular, people watching you. I always say, God, I said, you know, I know that I am popular, right? I know I'm popular where I need where people need to see me, right? I'm not popular like the Cardi B and celebrity, that type of popular, because that type of popular, I don't want that.
I don't want it.
Paranoid, can't go outside with cameras all in your face. Your life is on the spotlight. You do anything wrong, you can't normalize things. You don't feel like you can just do things without people scrutinizing you in your life. I'm human. I can make mistakes. Right? I might want to walk around with my, you know, elbows ashy if I want to, or somebody take a picture. Oh Lord, she didn't put lotion on her elbow today, right? Because you're popular, right? I'm popular where I need to be popular. Funeral home, making sure people got their stuff together. Cleaning company, cleaning is a tool to a person's heart. Because when you have a clean house, a clean building, when you taking care of things, people feel good about that. And entertainment. Entertainment is good for the soul. So those are three things that I like to focus on. I'm popular in those entities. Lori, you're popular in hair.
But I always said that's the only place I would want to be popular in. Just known for what I do. And I'm there. I'm known for what I do. I don't care where I go. Anytime I'm out, somebody stop me and say, I like your work. I want to
See,
book with you. When can I book with you? I'm always
see,
having to like, use my because I have a business card on my phone. You can scan it and it'll bring up all my information.
the
I'm
QR
always having
code. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, a QR code. So
Yeah,
um yeah, so I can say I'm popular like you said where I am.
that's right.
And
That's right. And
everybody
that's all that matters. So
yeah,
I think, and if we say wrapping it up, if I think if we say popularity over quality, popularity wins every time.
it's gonna win every time.
It wins every time. Social media, it wins every time. It does. I say to you all, to you business owners out there, and then Laura, I want you to say something to them too. Words of encouragement. It's not easy being a business owner. It's not a small business owner. It's not. Um, I could speak from the cleaning company competing with these larger corporate companies, Serpro, Coverall, Jana King, Jan Pro, Tiny Giant Professional Cleaning. Y'all can follow me on Facebook and IG. But Tiny Giant Professional Cleaning, I'm the Tiny Giant. That's me. I'm tiny, but I'm a giant in so many ways, right? but they would go to those larger companies. So what do I have to do, Laura? I have to maximize my efforts by receiving certain certifications that put me in categories. I am a woman-owned business. I am SWAM certified. I am a minority. I am a disabled veteran. So now it puts me in a category different from these corporate training companies. That's what y'all have to do, small businesses. Put yourself in that space, because you're going to always have your competitors in the same industry that you're in. Make yourself different from everybody else. What can you do different from the next person? Continue to research, educate yourselves. In the funeral home business, people said before we open a funeral home, new funeral homes don't do that good because they like to stick with the funeral homes that's been there for years. Mm. Presidential funeral services. Showed otherwise. We're located right here in Portsmouth, Virginia, and we do things that other funeral homes don't do at all. And it's not because we came here to compete with them, it's because we have a message for people who needs to get things in place before they pass away. And we do all that free, right? So doing things different from what everybody else doing. And this is our first year. We did very good our first year with sitting in front of people, right? So I say to you, business owners, find your niche. I haven't, let me see, Laura. Laura, when was the last time you worked for somebody?
Um, 2020.
Okay, let me see. I retired in 2000 and that's crazy. Was it 2000? What was it, Dion? Lord, it's crazy. Okay, it's 2023. 2021, I retired. When I retired from the military, I also retired from my federal job. Right, I did an early retirement from there. I have two retirements before I hit the age 40. Yep, thank you, Dion. I got two retirements before I reached the age 40. That was a goal I set way back in high school. So I said I would never work for somebody else because I see the quality in working for myself and making my own money, my own flexibility, Lori. Being able to spend more time with my kids, show up more for my kids, because I realized when I was working, I couldn't make the activities like I wanted to, or I couldn't do things that I wanted to, right? Well, now, guess what? I can. So to business owners, I'm not taking away from what you all are doing. Y'all may be working with, working at other jobs as well, but focus on yourself in 2024. What does focusing on yourself look like? Don't worry about the other business. Worry about what you are doing. If it's creating content, if it's improving social media, if it's going out here and advocating for yourself and advertising your business, then that's what you do. All right. 2024 is your year. Make it the best year. Okay, don't look back. Look at where you are now. Lori, what advice would you give to business owners out here who find themselves struggling with the ones who are popular versus them being able to provide quality, feeling like they should have more clients?
The main thing I would say is focus on yourself. Don't worry about where anybody else is. Have a path, have a goal, know exactly where you want to go, and work
Yeah,
towards it. It requires a lot of work. You
it
have to
does.
work. There's no slacking, there's no procrastination. You have to work.
Yeah,
That's all I can give you.
because Lori, tell them having your own business is longer than 9 to 5.
It's
Sometimes
hard.
it's
hard.
Lori, it's not 9 to 5, right? It's until it's done.
It's
And
not.
even when it's done, it's creating more ideas, getting ready for the next thing.
Figure it out. You got to figure it out. Yeah.
Thank you, Carlos. Carlos said, great podcast. Thank you. Blessings all 2024 to the both of you lady businesses. Thank you, Carlos.
And
Dion, go ahead.
I was just telling him thank you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then Dion said, competition only exists in the mind. It does. The mind is, whew, it can be the trickery or it can be the thing that keep you going. So thank you all for tuning in. So that's the good thing about Deborah Vines Talk Your Talk podcast. We went over 9 minutes. It was much needed. I appreciate you, Lori. That post that you put really, really um touched a lot of people. It really did. And for all the feedback and comments that you received, we see that a lot of people are struggling with their business now, whether it's the shortage of staff, the quality of workers, just being able to, survive in the business. So I appreciate you starting this and us having this conversation and you being a part of Talk Your Talk. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And you all, we're going to post tomorrow. We're going to give you a recap tomorrow. If you all missed tonight, you all can go back and watch it on the YouTube and on the Facebook channels as well. We're going to give a recap tomorrow, and then we're going to post a new topic for next Thursday, where your girl Deborah Vines-Epps will be on Talk Your Talk, where we do uncomfortable conversations, knowledge, education, or whatever. You all drop us some topics that you all want to discuss. Get those things out of your mind. We always stay busy and we keep them in here. Let's talk about it. Have a good night, Lori. Thank you for coming on, and we will
Yep.
see you all next Thursday. Bye
All
bye.
right.